Prokaryotic cells have no nucleus and the DNA is circular, and they have no membrane-bound organelles. In comparison, eukaryotic cells are much larger than prokaryotic and contain an extensive amount of internal membrane. They feature a diverse and dynamic cytoskeleton. They act as predators that kill and consume other organisms and have a true nucleus that is bound by a double membrane. The DNA is linear, and they have ribosomes that are complex. They have a cytoplasm that is filled with large organelles. Cell walls inhabit cytoplasts. They have large membrane-bound organelles called a vacuole. They have a cytoplasm that is connected by structures called plasmodesmata, and plant cells do not move once they form. In comparison, animal cells move once they form or when they mature. They do not have cell walls or cytoplasts.
The cell wall is a membrane of the cell that forms external to the cell membrane, whose main role is to give the cells their rigidity, support, strength, and protection against mechanical stress, similar to an external skeleton. The wall's functions are to guard the cell membrane. An example is it resists water pressure. It also controls the rate and direction of cell growth and regulates cell volume. It controls architectural design and has a metabolic role, as well as creating a physical barrier. The functions of the cell membrane include surrounding all living cells, controlling how substances move in and out of the cell, creating a boundary between the cytoplasm of the cell and the external environment, maintaining the cell's environment by regulating materials that enter and leave the cell, making it selectively permeable, and providing mechanisms for cell-to-cell communication. The cell's membrane is composed of phospholipids, proteins, and carbohydrates arranged in a fluid mosaic structure. The fluid mosaic membrane structure consists of a phospholipid bilayer with a number of proteins scattered throughout. The phospholipids make up the basic outside structure, while the proteins help to move molecules in and out of the cell. The Golgi apparatus is found in eukaryotic cells. Its job is transporting, modifying, and packaging proteins and lipids into vesicles. This allows vesicles to transport proteins and lipids throughout the cell. The endoplasmic reticulum is found in the cytoplasm of the eukaryotic cell close to the nucleus. The rough endoplasmic reticulum has the job of biosynthesis, transport, and processing of proteins and lipids. The smooth endoplasmic reticulum is used mostly for storage. That's good. Okay, just keep going, I can edit it. Ribosomes are found attached to the endoplasmic reticulum membrane or floating freely in the cytoplasm of cells. Their job is to serve as a site for protein synthesis. Lysosomes are found in all eukaryotic cells and bud off from the membrane of the trans-Golgi network. The cell's digestion of macromolecules, old cell parts, and microorganisms depends on the lysosomes.
Peroxisomes are found in the cytosol of eukaryotic cells. They contain enzymes that oxidize certain molecules in the cell, so they provide a safe place for the metabolism of certain molecules. Vacuoles are used for storage, ingestion, digestion, excretion, and expulsion of excess water. They have no cytoplasm but are lined with the membrane and filled with fluid only found in plant cells and certain protists. Vesicles are only found in animal cells. They do the same thing as the vacuole, but vesicles are tiny and vacuoles are very large. The function of mitochondria is energy production through cellular respiration. They are organelles that act like a digestive system that takes in nutrients, breaks them down, and creates energy for the cell. They are surrounded by a double membrane and contain their own DNA. Chloroplasts are responsible for photosynthesis, the trapping of light energy for the synthesis of sugars, which creates energy. They are also surrounded by a double membrane and contain DNA, and are found only in plant cells. Cytoskeleton is both a muscle and a skeleton. It is used for movement, stability, and organization of the organelles within the cell. Cytoskeleton is composed of microfilaments, microtubules, and intermediate filaments. Microfilaments are strong, thread-like fibers, mostly composed of a contractile protein called actin. Microfilaments' association with the protein myosin is responsible for muscle contraction. They also carry out cellular movements, including gliding, contraction, and cytokinesis. Microtubules are cylinder-like tubes. They are made of subunits of the protein tubulin. They are used to determine the shape of the cell and provide tracks for organelles and vesicles to travel on. Centrioles are a small set of microtubules arranged in a specific way. They are usually found near the nucleus. They help the cell to split during cell reproduction. The nucleus is only found in eukaryotic cells. It helps control eating, movement, and reproduction. It is surrounded by a double membrane and is the site for the synthesis of RNA. The nuclear envelope is a double membrane with pores that allows material to flow in and out of the nucleus, and it is found attached to the endoplasmic reticulum. The nucleolus is found inside the nucleus when the cell is going to divide and the chromatin become very compact. It is made of RNA and protein, but it doesn't have much DNA. Nucleoplasm is a suspension fluid that's found only in the nucleus. It holds the cell's chromatin and nucleolus. It is not always present in the nucleus, but when the cell divides, the nuclear membrane dissolves and the nucleoplasm is released. After the cell nucleus has reformed, the nucleoplasm fills the space again.